So much gym, yet why am I skinny? Sorry, I need to jump very tall. Why are my legs, one more time for you, why are my legs so very skinny? I don't understand. Why do I gym so much? And why am I so skinny? The camera doesn't pick it up at all. I can't explain it. But when it comes to gym, I am so tiny. You have no idea. I gym every single day. And I'll make sure to exercise different muscle groups. I'll give you an example. When I was younger, I'm about 17 now. When I was about 15, earlier, when I was 12, I decided that I want to get fit. And I'm going to be a professional runner. And I decided to run every single day. So first I would run at 8 in the morning, 8 till 9. But I started getting extreme with it. I would wake up at 5:30 in the morning, pitch black, dark. The only light would be from the street lamps. And I would run, past street lamp, through the dark, in the street lamp, with no sight and no vision at all. And just wondering where the next cars are, if there are any criminals on the road. But you know what happened? Now what happened was, there was the running I was doing every single day, and my school had a cycle tour. We were going to go from this part in the city, place A to place B. But place A to place B was 500 kilometers, going from an inner city to a coastal location. And what happened was, in order to train for it, I knew that we were going to be doing this excursion over 5 days, so 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 kilometers. And I had to train for such an immense distance. Every day I trained and I ran, and I ran every single day, and I was training cycling. What I did was I set the GPS on my phone and put that phone onto that mountain bike. And I didn't do it on a normal bike. I did it on a mountain bike. I cycled all the way from my home, all the way to this place called Dam, which was immense. Actually it was a 115 kilometer trip. I have it on Strava, but I don't know where my account is. 115 kilometers cycling on the mountain bike. Was 5+ hours on that bike, going up the freaking hills, down, seeing the massive dam, going to the cheese farm. It was ridiculous. You have no idea how much I trained. And there's a photo that I have. I can't find it because my phone got destroyed. But what happened was, it was a photo of me with my tight cycling vest, but very tight. And if you look at my arm now, finally it's getting a bit bigger. But back then, and I can't even say this word, but it was so very skinny, vascular as hell, but not vascular and strong like this. You can see the forearms, which are now bigger and stronger. It was vascular, but it was skinny, like a little twig. Maybe my arm was that thin, like that thin. So gym and cycling and cardio made me so very skinny. This is about how gym makes you skinny, or how to avoid getting skinny with gym. And I'll tell you something else for free. The issue then wasn't that I wasn't eating. In fact, it got so extreme with all that cycling that it was so many hours on the bike. If I was just eating food, I would get a headache because I was so I wasn't full. I wasn't eating any food. I don't want to swear on the channel, but I wasn't getting any food in. What I did was I packed 2 things of thick health loaf, about that thick, and I shoved it full with tuna. One was with tuna, one was with egg mayonnaise. I had my mom help me to boil the eggs and then use the mayonnaise and make that delicious food. 2 thick sandwiches, and I shoved them in the back of my cycling shirt. Then I went off all the way to Harties and many other places. In fact, the one time I went, I ended up in a township called Attridgeville. This is actually on the way, on that same day. We were heading to that Hartbeespoort Dam, the Hartbeespoort Dam, and we got stuck, or my mom and I were together. What happened was, my mom's got a puncture on the way driving there, and so she had to park her car on the side of the road. But I didn't want to stop because I knew that this is going to be a 115 kilometer cycle, and when I get there I still need to do the cycling trail to push my distance up for my cycling training in it. So I just decided I'm going to continue following my GPS. I didn't know where it was, I didn't know where I was and where I was going to end up. My mom was there with her tire, which she had to fix. She eventually went to the engine garage, the gas station, they helped her change that tire or plug it. But I kept on going, and I ended up in a township called Attridgeville. Now, if you think of a township, if you're not from South Africa, just think of hundreds of cars on one tiny little lane and hundreds, if not thousands of people walking on the side of the road. People, then all of these informal settlements, they call them shacks, informal settlements, all on either side, and then a few people with stalls. There's a barber there are people selling food, there are people with that small little tuck shop or snoopy that we call it, or they call it a spaza shop in South Africa. And I was literally inside a township, you don't understand, called Attridgeville. Heavily dangerous for a person with that is like me, you know. They were even shouting racial slurs I don't even want to use them, but they were saying like, "Hello Peter," and "Hello Peter," because like perhaps look culturally Afrikaans, I don't know, but it was some sort of like a racial slur that I was on my bike. And the crazy thing was that if I stopped, who knows what could happen to me? Could I get killed? Could I have my everything stolen from me? Could my bike was worth a serious amount of money, even though not that much, but still something of value within that immense poverty, which I was so sad to see. So I kept on riding, which is ridiculous. I kept on riding through this township and I realized I cannot stop. But then I'd already covered 70 kilometers of the journey on my way to Hartebeespoort Dam. Going through, pedaling, going down the hill, up the hill, on the sidewalk, in the road, through the car, Finally, I ended up going around a bend and ending up in a medical center where it was a boom gate and there was a security guard. I quickly got there. I had this kind of bottle of pills, but they were basically there was basically sugar in a tablet, and they had vitamins to keep myself energized. I pop one in my water. I shake it. I have some water to rehydrate, and then I take my phone and behind the boom gate in a safe place, I phoned my mom. I said, "Mom, I'm inside Attridgeville, the township. I'm at the medical center. Can you meet me? Can you meet me here? Or can you meet me outside?" She said, "Just wait, Shane. I'm going to just wait here. My name's Shane. Just wait. I'm going to be outside the township." I said to the security guard, "Okay, sir, I've just spoken to my mom. We found a place where we are going to go meet. How do I get out this township?" He says, "Listen, boy. Listen, small boy. You need to understand, if you want to get out this township, you have to go from here, go down, then you must turn left, and you must go straight and then turn right and you'll be out." I listened to him. I copied exactly what he said 3 times. You got to go straight, turn left, go straight, and then go right, and I'll be out. And we went through this whole motion of me copying exactly the directions, which road, which stop sign, everything. All of the details, and I planned it out in my head. I'm going to go down the road, I'm going to get to the stop sign. Turn left, I'm going to go straight and go turn right, round the bend, and I'll be out. I followed those instructions flawlessly, which is why I'm still here today and I didn't pass away while I wasn't stolen or kidnapped, anything. I followed those instructions and I got out of the township. You wouldn't even believe what happened. Right outside the township, around that bend is exactly where my mom was. She managed to get through the township and I met her outside. But this isn't supposed to be about, it's supposed to be about being so skinny, but more so importantly, how my life was put under risk just by training so much. This is ridiculous. There's no moral of the story. You need to find out the moral of the story. I'm just lucky to be alive. And from that moment onwards, I remember seeing that photo and thinking, gee, yow, man, I am really skinny. I'm veering on like a serious body issue with eating enough. And thank goodness over the last few days, 5 to 10 days, I've been being way more intentional with how much I eat. I have at least a protein shake like this every day. I make sure to eat eggs and salmon, and if I'm lucky enough to have that, and some meat. I'm eating well. I'm getting bigger, and over the years, you will see me getting bigger and larger and eating well because I'm feeding myself. But that cycling story, geez, the time I nearly died in a township in South Africa.